Welcome back to another episode of the Quick 30 Podcast family. And I haven't been on here in a very long time. I know that Mo and Zay held it down for me last week or 2 weeks ago because I had a migraine. But there's a lot going on in the sports realm right now. NBA playoffs are going on. Hey, shout out to baseball right now, too. Shout out to my Atlanta Braves. I was talking to you earlier, Mo, about how well my Braves are doing right now. And my Yankees are on top of the AL East. So, Mo, all your hating can stop right there. And the NFL draft just passed. But how are you feeling today with your Orioles performing the way they are? But on the bright side, your Ravens had a good draft.
I'm feeling good. I think the Braves and the Yankees are playing in one of the worst divisions in baseball. So
The Yankees are in the same division.
I don't care what they're doing. Especially the Braves division. The Braves division is absolutely trash. So, being atop that division is like being atop of...
So we're disrespecting the Nats, we're
South this
disrespecting
year,
the Marlins, we're disrespecting the Phillies, we're disrespecting the Braves.
The Philly sucks this year. Washington. The Mets were on a 12-game losing streak.
Yeah, they were. Bro. They were on top.
Nobody's worried about that division. Anyway, I'm doing good. Outside of that, my Cavaliers they're playing tonight, so I'm happy for that. I'm happy for my Hurricanes advancing to the second round with a sweep. First team advancing in the second round in NHL. Shout out my Hurricanes. Things are going great outside of baseball. So,
Mo, one big favor to me. Don't ever talk about Scotty Barnes again. You said this guy wasn't like that. He's been cooking y'all.
He's not.
He's been cooking y'all. Has he not been cooking? Have you not been? You don't have the defenders. You have Evan Mobley. You were bragging to me that he was a decoy.
Scotty's stronger and faster than Evan.
That's an excuse. That's an excuse.
That's not an excuse.
That's an excuse.
If you watch the series, you can tell that we don't have the defenders for Scotty Barnes. If Scotty Barnes played the Celtics, if he played the Magic, if he played the Pistons.
I'm so confused because Evan Mobley is a decoy. Evan Mobley is a decoy.
Okay, Evan Mobley guards bigger players than Scotty Barnes. He doesn't guard Scotty Barnes, bro.
Just admit that Scotty Barnes is cooking y'all. Just admit that. And I said this before the series started.
I never said that. Never came out my mouth that he wasn't cooking us. All I'm saying is we just don't have the defender for Scotty Barnes. But I'm not going to sit up here and let 4 games change the way I see Scotty Barnes. One playoff series doesn't change the way I see NBA.
He's a solid player.
He's all right.
Hating.
I'm not going to call him.
Oh, you're hating. You're hating.
I'm not going to call this, call that. Like, one playoff series will never change the way I view players, like, ever.
Anyways, we're here to talk about the NFL draft. And one last thing on the Cavs, Mo. I'm so serious. Don't let them lose. Please don't lose tonight and let it get to 3-2. Because I know you guys have the home court advantage, but just don't lose the series. Because you will not hear the end of my mouth.
That's cool. The Pacers, the Rockets are about to be out of here, and the Kings. 2 of your teams. You have three cracks at an NBA championship. Pacers didn't make playoffs.
No, I don't care. I don't care because you were bragging about the Cavs this year, and they couldn't get, and they're struggling with the Raptors.
They almost got swept. So I really don't care what you have to say to me. I don't.
The Cavs. Anyways, NFL draft.
We're in the offs. You're talking about us. We're looking down. You're looking up at us while we're looking down at you. That's all I have to say.
Anyways, the NFL draft. Well, with this draft, I think all of us paid attention to it. It was really an interesting draft. It was fascinating to me. Of course, we knew who the number 1 pick was going to be. We all knew that was going to be Fernando Mendoza. He didn't even show up to the draft, which was expected. But were you surprised of the order of this draft? And who was the steal of this draft to you?
I wasn't surprised necessarily at any of the order of the draft. I guess the surprising one was Jeremiah Love at 3 because they did just sign the Cardinals did just sign Tyler Algier, and Algier left Atlanta for the sole fact that he wanted to be the lead back, just for them to draft a running back at number 3, which was kind of questionable. But
I mean, they still had James Conner too, though.
I also thought Jordan Tyson would go top 5. He went number 8, but I thought he would at least go top 5, especially with the attention he got weeks before the draft, leading into the draft. But the steal of the draft, unfortunately, for you guys is the Cowboys getting Caleb Downs because y'all actually sold.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes, we
so
did.
now I'm not saying y'all didn't make a good pick. Obviously y'all needed a lineman, but could you imagine the way your defense would have looked with Caleb Downs? And now
Oh
you gotta see
my
him
gosh.
That's what's even worse.
I know, that's what hurts about this. That's what hurts. Mo, you want me to tell you something? I've had numerous Cowboy fans come up to me and tell me, bro, y'all know y'all sold, right? Like, they literally traded up to get Caleb Downs. And Caleb Downs, to me, was the second best athlete in the draft. He's exactly Kyle Hamilton 2.0. Exact same player. And we let him fall to a division rival. Better yet than a division rival, the Dallas Cowboys. You know how upsetting that was for me? I mean...
What'd you say?
You know how upsetting that was for me?
Oh, I could only imagine.
Oh, man. Was there anybody else for you, though?
Another steal of the draft. I think, honestly, what's his name? Sadiq, the tight end. I think we sold on him, honestly. We should have drafted him instead of who we got, Ione, which is cool. I'm not mad at it, but, I don't know. I feel like we could have just did what we usually do, but get linemen later on in the draft and just get the weapons for Lamar. I mean, we got our weapons for Lamar, but like, I really wanted that tight end. You told me that man runs a 4.3 at tight end.
Yeah, Sadiq is an athletic freak. He's an athletic freak. I will say that. He's a freak.
Oh, it's all right though. We ended up getting a tight end later, but he ain't Sadiq though.
I mean, for me, I have to, first of all, before I go into my points, I have to disagree with some of your points. Jordan Tyson's a dog, right? But I knew that he was going to fall shorter in the draft because of the injuries. That's the only thing that hindered him from being a top pick in the draft, was because of that. He had an ACL, MCL, hamstring, so much injuries to him. But without those injuries, he's a top guy. I mean, he still fell to 8 to the Saints, and I
should have been top 5 with the injuries, though. That's my whole point.
But that's one good season, though, Mo. That's one good season at Arizona.
One good season. Look. I want you to know that a lot of these players are drafted off of potential and what you do at the combine. Now, obviously, what you do in college, obviously is big, but especially in today's game, if you're just a freak of nature and your tape's good, like, I respectfully, like, Jeremiah Love, he's a great running back and stuff. They didn't even need to draft him. That's another pick down they could have went. I don't think Jordan Tyson should be 8. I don't think he should be 8.
So you're saying that he should be above Carnell Tate?
No, I'm not saying he should be above Carnell Tate because I think Tate should have been drafted higher too. I just don't think Jeremiah Love.
Hold up. Carnell Tate was 4. He was 4. How much higher? So Carnell Tate should have been a number 2 or 3?
3, at least.
Come on.
Because realistically,
come on, Mo.
Realistically, Arvell Reese dropped way too far too. A lot of these players dropped. Like, a lot.
Arvell Reese dropped because of his age. That's the only reason why.
It doesn't matter. If you saw, he was the number 1 projected prospect all year long. It just came down to who was drafting first, and they just so happened to need a quarterback. That second pick, 100% should have been Arvell. Easily.
No, I agree, but he fell to us, so I'm not complaining. He fell to us.
That's why you guys not getting Caleb Downs isn't as bad, because if y'all weren't able to get Arvell or Caleb Downs and just made 2, I mean, I'm not gonna say your lineman's a bad pick, but
No. Lyman is a great pick because guess what? He's athletic. He played tackle in Miami. He could play guard for us. And if you have one guard on this side, you have Andrew Thomas at tackle. We just signed Jermaine Ellamore. Re-signed him to a 3-year, $39 million deal. I'm good with picking up the lineman because a guard protects his quarterback and he's able to help us in the run game too. So I'm cool with that pick. I really am. And Francis,
well, I'm glad you are.
No.
Y'all actually sold by not taking Caleb Downs. You better have made a good pick.
No,
Well,
and
I'm not
that's
gonna
the
say
thing.
good pick. I honestly think that guy's not even that good, and you'll see soon because y'all learn to
Why you hate
not
so
draft
much
good
on the
linemen. But
Giants? You should draft the old lineman because he protects the quarterback, which is something that we were devoid of last year. Jackson Dart was getting lit up back there, and it helps the run game. So I'm like I said, I'm not mad about the pick. Yes, I would have loved Caleb Downs, but actually Caleb Downs would have been perfect for us because Mo. I wanted to tell you something. I was gonna save it later in the episode, but you know how Denard Wilson is famous for developing DBs. That's what he is known for. He developed Jamal Adams, remember that? And he developed
yep.
James Bradbury in Philly. So if he would have got Caleb Downs and you would have paired it with him, I would have loved that, and I think he would have been utilized to his maximum potential. But it's unfortunate we couldn't get him. We needed a DB. I would have loved Caleb Downs over Tyler Nubin, respectfully, because he's hurt most of the time. I would have loved it, but it didn't happen. It didn't turn out like that.
Yeah, unfortunately. Now, do you know the Ravens are playing the Cowboys in Brazil?
Yep.
Now we gotta see him. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Look, man, like I said, I'm satisfied with the pick. Yes, we could have got an old lineman later, but this old lineman, I watched some film on him. He's pretty good. He's good with his hands. He's good. He's nasty and aggressive. That's why I like. We needed somebody that's nasty and aggressive, that gets down and is gonna put people on their behind. And I think that he could do that.
All right, I can't wait for him to fail though.
Such a hater. He's such a hater. He's such a hater. But no, with me, I had to disagree with you on the Jordan Tyson thing. Who's the other guy you said that I was disagreeing with? You said Jordan Tyson.
I said Sadiq.
Sadiq is a freak of nature. But I'm not mad that the Ravens got an old lineman because you know, and I know because I watched all y'all games last year because of my job. You guys knew you absolutely needed an offensive lineman, bro. That's something you couldn't pass up. You can't pass that up.
You 100% can. You 100% can. When you see, we wouldn't have to worry about this had we made the right decision earlier to keep Isaiah Likely and not Mark Andrews. But now we don't.
How does that affect the offensive line?
What do you mean? How does that affect the offensive line? Because if we keep them, we don't need. I wouldn't need to even think about drafting a tight end. But now we have to draft their replacement. We have to. So now we draft them deeper in the late rounds, which I hope these tight ends that we draft are somewhat good. I hope they are. Because you got to understand, tight ends are influential and are going to be influential to our offense.
Yes, they are.
Lamar loves his tight ends.
And Declan Doyle utilized Colston Leveling last year. He got the ball in the second half of the season.
Exactly. You know what he would have did with a 4-3 running tight end?
You're not looking at the benefit of this. Like, yes, I know Sadiq is a dog.
That are solid, literally in the second, third, fourth, and fifth round. You can do that.
But you're not looking at the whole landscape of it. Yes, y'all could have got Kenneth. You could have got Sadiq. But you guys got two big body receivers that I was going to talk about later.
I don't have a problem with the big body receivers. Lamar's favorite target is the tight end. We've seen throughout Lamar's tenure us draft all these receivers, and we don't even get them the ball anyway. Do you know who we get the ball to? Our tight ends.
This is different. This is different. I actually have faith in this. I actually have faith in Vega, unlike you.
I never said I don't have faith in Ione. I just would much rather Sadiq than Ione. Much rather. I want our weapons to be explosive. I want explosive weapons. That way, we can throw the ball anywhere around the field. And something's happening.
Anyway, since you're hating so much, my surprise order with the draft, I'm shocked that Carnell Tate went at 4. Because I thought originally... No. What I am shocked about is Mansour Delaney. Hey, shout out to him because that's a DMV product, played for the Columbia Ravens. He got drafted. I'm proud of him for getting drafted. He's from around the way. But I'm surprised that the Chiefs were able to trade up to get that 6 to get him because the level of talent with the draft, I thought that Sonny Styles was going to go before anybody too. Because Sonny Styles is a freak of nature. I thought it would be Arvell Reese first, and then it goes Sonny Styles right after him. Because this man, Sonny Styles, ran a full 4. He's a freak of nature. There's nothing that he can't do. And now you send him in a division with us. I don't want to see Sonny Styles. I really don't want to see him. I think that he's going to be a animal in the NFL, a actual animal, and then they put him on the Commanders where he has room to flourish and be that top guy over there. So I thought that Sonny Styles would go further. I suspected that Jeremiah Love would go 3 or 4 because my personal opinion, I thought that Jeremiah Love was the best athlete in the draft next to Caleb Downs. So he's going to be a game changer, and I know that we live in an era where running backs don't get as respected as much, and we always look at the downside of them, but he's such an athlete. I would have took him in that 1 through 5 range because of how much of an athlete he is. So I was shocked on that one. And I would say, I was going to ask you something. Do you think that, I was shocked on Ruben Bain going 15 too. The only downside that I heard of Ruben Bain was his arms were too short, but I think that he's an animal too.
I think Ruben Bain falling is another shocker. Even though his arms are like T-Rex arms, I do think that when you get a ball player like that, because clearly it didn't affect him in the college level, and a lot of these pass rush or a lot of these people that he's going up against at Miami and different places and these different teams are getting drafted. Like, they're all getting drafted. So clearly him having short arms and a great motor didn't matter in college. So, you know, it's just one of those things where people got to critique you because they want to figure out a reason to drop you or whatever. But the film does not lie. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't lie. He's a monster on film. It doesn't lie. What I will say too is, it wasn't that it shocked me, but it was more so of a statement because they traded picks with the Steelers. Was that the Eagles were able to acquire Mekhi Lemon, and that right there put a statement to me saying, AJ Brown, the time is up. He's going to New England. They're just waiting for June 2nd or 3rd to come. He's going. Mekhi Lemon's about to be the guy next to Smitty in Philadelphia. Like, what does that say to you? What does that... Why'd you say that?
Boy, if Mekhi Lemon had gotten drafted to the Steelers, I would have been sick. I'm very high on Mekhi Lemon. I think Mekhi Lemon is pretty good. I honestly think, I mean, I'm not gonna say Jacoby Lane is better, but I think Jacoby Lane and Mekhi Lemon are like the same like type of receiver. Yeah. The only thing that Jacoby Lane struggles with is beating press. But like once it comes to the ball in the air and stuff like that, Jacoby Lane's one of them ones. But because y'all know, I'm a Duke fan, but when I was playing NCAA football, the franchise I was using was USC, so I know about my boy Mekhi Lemon. You know what I'm saying? Mekhi Lemon, even though I don't know what he was doing at the interviews. I don't know why he was acting like he's some crash out. Boy,
yeah.
Come on, bro. You ain't need to be doing all that. But once I heard the Steelers traded, well, they were going to draft him, and then the Cowboys that traded with the Eagles?
Yeah.
We got.
But the Cowboys and the Eagles,
trade.
They always do that every year, bro. Every single year, the Cowboys and the Eagles do that.
Shout out Philly. Shout out Dallas, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for taking Mekhi Lemon from Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, AJ Brown is gone for sure.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. That was a statement right there that's saying, yeah, you're gone, buddy. Hopefully another team picks him up because he still is one of those guys at receiver, but that statement saying, yeah, it's time to go. Time to make separate ways. And it was unfortunate because they were winning. Obviously not this year, but they've had success in Philly. Anyways, other than that, there's some guys that I want to highlight in this draft that I paid attention to because I watched some film on them. And one of those guys that you mentioned is Jordan Tyson. Now, Jordan Tyson, I love that pairing with him and Chris Olave because Jordan Tyson, like you said, he's a 50-50 guy when the ball's in the air. One thing that I want to highlight with Jordan Tyson, is that he can get off the line against press coverage easily. He's a good cutter. He's a really good route runner. He knows where the ball is going to be. He's fast. And he just knows, like I said, he knows where the ball is going to be. What else do you like about Jordan Tyson's game? Because you were high on him to get drafted even further than 8.
Look, Jordan Tyson, he's a real ball player. Not only that, he's Jalen Tyson's brother, so I have to hype him up. Anyway.
And he can separate good. And he can separate. He got good hands too. I want to point that out.
He can create good separation. He's good at the line of scrimmage. He's got great hands. He can go up there and go get it. Like, what else do you want to see from a receiver? Like, I understand the injuries, yada yada yada, but at some point you gotta draft the ball player. And pause, he is a ball player. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see Jordan Tyson. And where was he at? New Orleans. Yeah. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy, man.
Ooh, I gotta ask you something else too, because we're gonna move on to the next segment. How do you feel about Ty Simpson getting drafted to the Rams in the first round? Because some people projected him to be a second round pick. How do you feel about him going to the Rams?
Awful. Like,
awful? Why'd you say awful?
No, I'm not saying he's awful, although he's not the best. But he's definitely not someone you waste the 13th pick on. He was gonna be there next round. I understand you're trying to find Stafford's replacement, but brother, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I understood why they did it, but I myself wouldn't have done it. That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah. The only thing that I say that I revere about Ty Simpson is that he stayed all 4 years at Bama, but he doesn't have that much experience because he was only able to start for 1 year, which was last year. And he was a backup for Bryce Young, and he just sat on the bench most of the time, watched and observed. And even when he played, to me, Ty Simpson was a good quarterback. He wasn't a great quarterback. I say he's a decent quarterback. I don't think that he's a game changer. I think he's a game manager. And that, I mean, he could be Stafford's replacement because Stafford's getting up there in age. But with Ty Simpson, like you said, I wouldn't have used a 13th pick on him, and I would have just picked him up in the second round if I was LA.
Try to tell you.
Because I remember they tried to, Dan Orlovsky try to compare Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza. I think Fernando Mendoza is light years above Ty Simpson. I'm not a Ty Simpson fan.
I think Mendoza's light years above Ty Simpson too, but I really don't think I'm not the highest on Mendoza either. I don't think there was any franchise altering quarterbacks in this draft, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree
Mendoza's
on that aspect
solid,
too.
But he's not gonna be like, insane.
Yeah, I would say that.
Unless he turns into Burrow and shuts me up. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
You say he admit when he's wrong. But yeah, I would say that about Ty Simpson. And my last one, you know what? I'm going to save that for the Giants because we have some picks that I want to talk about, but I'm going to save that for the next segment. Are there any others that may have shocked you in the draft this year? Ooh, Diego Pavia, y'all signed him too.
I got all mine out, bro.
Caleb Downs hurts the worst, bro. I'm sorry. That one hurts the most. I do not want... I'm in a division with him and Sonny Styles twice a year.
It was your fault. Like, you are the direct reason. You had 2 cracks at taking Caleb Downs. I understand Arvell Reese. I understand.
Well, I'm about to say, you can understand Arvell Reese.
I'm just saying, if you really think about it, you had 2 cracks to get him and didn't get him. So, that's all y'all.
If our O-line is not a top 5 O-line in the NFL this year, I will be disappointed. And I will remember this video, and I will remember the NFL draft.
Now, granted, even if your O line's not like top 5, I'm not gonna blame it solely on unless he's the worst of your O line. I'll blame it on him. But you know, O line takes more than just one person. So
I mean, Jermaine Ellimore, he had a good year. Andrew Thomas is hurt sometimes. He had a productive year when he was healthy. So I'm optimistic about the O-line this year, especially that we picked that guy up from Miami. So we're going to see how it all plans out. We're going to see. Now, were you satisfied with your team's draft? Just to clear it up, you watch the podcast, you already know. Most teams Ravens, my team is the Giants. Were you satisfied with the Ravens draft?
I mean,
don't tell me you're hating. Don't tell me you are hating. You will be the only Ravens fan.
I'm just saying. In totality of it, it was a good draft.
It was a great draft for EDC.
With going lineman over tight end, but I understand why we went lineman over tight end. I would just personally have rather taken Sadiq. But I'm not mad at our draft. We got weapons for Lamar. Got lineman towards the end. Got Zion Young. I'm not mad at our draft. Like there's teams with way worse drafts that's been had. So I give
this
our
is
draft
an upgrade for you guys, Mo.
Yeah, I give our draft like a B. You know what I'm saying?
A plus.
I ain't gonna say A plus. Because if we're including undrafted free agents that we signed Diego Pavia. That brings our grade down like 100. Like that brings our grade down almost to a C, really. If you think about it.
Whoa.
Diego Pavia sucks.
I can't believe you just said that remark. You're acting like he's going to play, and how was he trash when he was a Heisman runner last year?
I don't care what he did. I do not care what he did.
And you act like he's going to play. Lamar Jackson is going to play.
Yeah, I know Lamar's going to play, but even if Lamar don't play, I don't want to see that short man commanding our offense. Look. We shouldn't even have wasted our time with this man. We shouldn't have wasted our time. However, we got the 2 Maryland receivers also as undrafted free agents.
Yes, you did.
You know what I'm saying? Jalil Farouk and Octavian Smith. Octavian Smith is I think he's from Montgomery County, if I'm not mistaken. But, that's what we do. Yeah, he's from Peyton Branch. Yeah, he went to Peyton Branch. Yeah, shout out him. So, I give our draft a B.
It really was an A plus. I just don't understand why you hate so much. This is crazy. Because you guys would have complained if you did worse than that. Like, you got a premier O-lineman out of Penn State, and he's athletic too. He's going to help the O-line tremendously, which is something you needed. And I understand that Lamar needs a tight end. But the Ravens will always figure something out for Lamar because Lamar is that special. Then, not only that, you didn't even mention the 2 big guys, Mr. USC and Elijah Surratt. Elijah Surratt's a dog too, man.
Yeah, we got the weapons for Lamar. I'm not mad at the weapons. We could have had more weapons if we drafted the tight end though.
Oh my goodness. So I think Zion Young's going to put an immediate effect on your defense.
Him and Trey Hendrickson and Tavius Robinson.
Yeah. And I like Jacoby Lane because Jacoby Lane is a big body receiver that you need. Now, granted, they had that with Tez Walker, but you guys didn't utilize Tez Walker. But with Jacoby, you might be able to use him because he's young, he's explosive. He's a guy that when the ball's up in the air, he's going to go get it. And I think that brings confidence to Lamar because this is the first time that Lamar actually has a receiver that he can throw the ball up to, and Elijah Surratt is the same way, but Elijah Surratt, he's a little bit smaller, and I think he has good yak ability, too. And he just came off winning a championship, too. So,
I just hope this receiving stuff works out, you know what I'm saying? The amount of receivers we drafted that are big and tall, the amount of receivers we drafted that are big and tall under Lamar Jackson that have not worked out is honestly astonishing. So,
how many has it been? How many primetime receivers? I'm not gonna say primetime.
I'm not
Slum my
talking
room.
primetime receivers. I'm talking just tall receivers that we drafted. From
Name
as far
them.
I can remember, we've had Miles Boykin.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Who else? Why am I blanking? I'll have to get back on you on this. But I remember Miles Boykin was bad. We've also drafted a lot of smaller receivers. Zay Flowers really the only one that like stuck. Hollywood wasn't bad though. Hollywood wasn't bad. He had his issues, but I'll take Hollywood over a lot of these receivers. And then we also try and sign receivers, but they never like Rashad Bateman. Like he's cool. He's not like trash, but he's not like good. You know.
He's injured most of the time.
He pump faked us his rookie year. He pump faked us. I thought
that's 2024, right?
His first like 5 catches, they all went for first downs. I was like, oh, okay, this man might be clutch.
I mean, he was solid in 2024. He was solid.
Now, he was solid in 24, but like he didn't do anything last year. His rookie year wasn't. That
the offense
crazy.
just wasn't that great last year because of mostly the O-line.
I mean, he wasn't getting open though, and he was injured.
Yeah, I agree. He was injured. He wasn't getting open. He wasn't creating no separation.
It's all right though. We'll see.
And you got Chandler Rivers too. That shit, I shouldn't have said him.
Come on now. Product. Come on now. You know what school he went to? Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, I give you an A+. I love Jacoby. I think he's underrated, and I think Elijah is underrated too. I think that people aren't emphasizing how good he is too. Because he was one of Fernando Mendoza's main targets last year at Indiana. And the guy, Omar Cooper, I'm sorry. He got drafted too in the first round. I can't remember exactly who he got drafted to, but he got drafted in the first round. Yeah. With my team, I give us an A++. The only reason why I say an A++ is because we filled our gaps with what we needed. Except for safety, man. Oh my goodness. I would have had a field day if we would have got Caleb Downs. That would have been the best thing ever for us. But we got the O-lineman. And I said it in the last segment. I'll say it again. I'm optimistic in my team. I feel like he will fit right in. And he's going to get way more play time than Daniel Falele. The only reason why. Think. That's what we think. If John Harbaugh lets Daniel Falele start over him, that would be.
I tell you, there's something that Falele must have been with Harbaugh's wife or something, bro. The way that Harbaugh be playing that man, bro. I'm trying to tell you, he's gonna find a way to put that big guy on the field.
No, he will find a way to get him on the field, but if he gets more play time than Francis, then we will have a problem. I might have to call John Harbaugh myself and say what's going on.
Don't worry, I already tried. They won't pick up.
But yeah, Daniel Falele should not get play time over Francis. I like getting him. I like just our overall draft because I like that. And I like how we traded up to get Malachi Fields. Malachi Fields is very underrated too. He was a transfer from UVA, and he had a terrific season at Notre Dame last year. He's a big body guy. He's a guy that I'm going to go up and I'm going to snatch the ball. He's good on those back shoulder routes. He's a great deep ball threat, and I'm very confident in him with our receiving core, and I pray that he gets some playing time because Darius Slayton, he had an all right season last year. We signed Wardell Robinson and Calvin Austin because we got rid of Wardell Robinson, who had a great year for us last year, even though Mo's a hater and he was hating on Wardell Robinson. Shout out to him. He got 1,000 yards last year.
Whoa. Wandale was on my fantasy team.
Oh, okay.
Hate on Wandale.
Okay, I had to make sure. He got 1,000 yards last year. Broke it against the Raiders, and I watched that game.
Yeah, he was hooping.
He was hooping, but we had to fill a void for him. Calvin Austin, I'm not too high on my tracks about with replacing that. And Darnell Mooney had a 400 yards last season. Before that, he had a great season. But signing Malachi Fields gives me optimism in my team, and it shows me that I hope he gets playtime. He should get playtime because he's that big body guy that we need. Right now, we all have speedsters, small speedsters on our team, obviously, except for Malik Neighbors when he comes back. Darius Slayton's a speedster.
Sounds like Harbaugh's teams, all just fast people, bro.
Yeah, I know. Darius Slayton is speedster. Calvin Austin is small. He's a speedster. Darnell Mooney, slot guy, speed. So Malachi Fields was a smart move for us. Obviously, Arvell Reese too was a great move for us. We signed a corner out Tennessee, Cotton Hood, excuse me. And then we signed Bobby Jameson, Travis, who will help us on our D-line too, J.C. Davis, and Jack Kelly. All these picks I like, and I hope that they have an immediate effect on our team. But the one that I'm most excited about is obviously Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese is electrifying. I think that Arvell Reese, he's young, he's athletic, he runs a 4.4. He's strong. He's powerful. He reacts to the ball good. And they compared him to Micah Parsons, Mo. They said because he could play linebacker and he could play the edge. He's comfortable at either or. He's a good off-ball linebacker. And they said, honestly, he was a better linebacker than Micah Parsons was when he was at Penn.
I'm pretty sure he wants to play edge, though.
I know. But the way the Giants said they're going to utilize him is, I hope they don't misuse him like they did Abdul Carter last year. Last year. I hope that they find the right spot for him, but from what I've heard, they're going to put him in the middle, they're going to put him in linebacker, they're going to put him on the edge, they're going to put him wherever. And I just hope that he could be that athlete that he was at Ohio State, capitalize where he's at, and just ball out. Because he is versatile. And the only, I wouldn't say deficiency, something that I hope translates to the next level, is that he is so good because he is so fast. He fills gaps. He's explosive. He can do everything that you need. He can hunt down the quarterback, come downhill. The only thing I hope is that in the NFL, sometimes when those guys come out so good out of college, they need to work on their technique in the NFL. And I hope that Denard Wilson, he loads up a lot of blitzes, gets him comfortable into the defense, and that he's able to teach him, or the linebacker coach could teach him that technique and combine it with his athleticism. And that, combining those things, is going to be something scary for us. So I'm great with our defense. I'm great with our draft, and I'm excited to see what we will do next year. I can't complain. I can't complain at all.
We'll see about that.
You said we'll see about that. You're always hating on my team. It's cool though, because
I have every reason to hate. You have John Harbaugh, and John Harbaugh, I had to hear year in and year out.
Yeah, the message got
all
stale.
Your criticisms of John Harbaugh, and now that he's on your team, you want to do this little switch up. Nah. I'm gonna treat Harbaugh like y'all was treating Harbaugh.
Look, man. We will be good next year. I'm excited about our draft. A++. I give the Ravens an A++ too. But we do got to roll out of here. Is there anything else you guys say to the people?
Go Hurricanes. Go Duke. Shout out Chandler Rivers, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Shout out to the Giants. Shout out to the Braves. Shout out to the Yankees. Shout out to all my teams right now. And shout out to the Spurs because I'm rooting for them to beat OKC, because Mo's a hater with the Spurs too. He doesn't think that they could beat OKC. I firmly believe it, especially Wemby's back. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and one more thing. Road to 1K on YouTube, because we're right there on it. I see that you guys are active on the shorts. Just get us to 1K on the shorts. And road to 1K on Instagram. Get us there. And we out, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Warriors about to win it today, bro. We're messing with the Ravens. We're not, bro.